Hey YouTube, welcome to another episode of This Old Bus. For our regular subscribers that tune in regularly and watch our content, thanks for watching. If you're a new subscriber, welcome. Today's project is tackling my Defrost fans, continuing that project that we worked on last weekend. So here you can see a comparison between the old brushes on top and the new brushes that I just got in on the bottom. And you can see how much longer they are. And because the low speed mode runs these motors in series, one of the motors not having good brushes anymore would explain why my low speed was not working at all on both motors. One of the brushes was fairly short in both of them, which is why they quit working on high speed as well. So first off, I'm going to, the motors are squeaking quite a bit, so I'm going to try and clean them up with some of this. And this will, I'm going to spray this in the brush hole where the brushes go, and in the top where the fan attaches to the shaft, to try and see if I get some of this down in there and clean up some of the nastiness in there. But this will remove any lubrication that's present in the motors. I wanted to be really careful about what I use in there, so I don't dissolve any of the windings on my motors. And so I got some of this stuff, 3-in-1, and I'm going to use this. It does have some petroleum in it, but it's a lubricant, so it probably will. This is sewing machine oil. It should be safe to use. So after I clean the motors as best I can with this stuff, I'm going to go ahead and lubricate as well. So that's the plan. Let's get after it. So there's one of the motor brushes right there. It's a do it by feel type job. Oh shit. Now the cap just popped off there because there's a spring behind it, obviously. That is not what I wanted to have happen. Hopefully it didn't go down into the depths of hell down there. Okay, I found that little cap. Wasn't too bad. It's pretty nasty down in there. And it's brass, of course, so it won't stick to my little magnet pickup tool. I'm spinning it, work that stuff in there. I could do a little bit more. Now I'm going to see if I can get to the top part. There isn't really very good access to the top bearing on these motors without removing the whole assembly. I don't feel like doing that, to be honest. I think I'm gonna shop vac this all out, and I'll lubricate where I can. There's a top of the shaft. It's kind of hard to see. Let's see if I get some light in there. I'll try and lubricate the top of the shaft there after I clean that up. See if I can get some oil to run down in there. Yeah. So I'm letting that stuff dry. I don't want to spray the lubricant in there until after that's set up. I got to do the brush on the other motor, which is over there. Behind that, I'm not going to film that because it's the same procedure, and then we'll see how we do. When you reinstall these brushes, there's a slight curvature to the end of it, and you want to install them so that that lines up so that it rides on the shaft in there properly. I'm not using the correct terminology, but yeah, pay attention to that. Okay, it's time for the moment of truth. Going to try it out here. I'll try low first. Yay! Now we'll try high. Oh, low's not so great. I think I need to start my bus when batteries are kind of low. Let's see if she'll do it. That voltage up. That's low. And it stopped. Shit, there's something wrong with it. High work. Low is not working like it should. Well, that's how the cookie crumbles when you got a bus and you're working on stuff. Sometimes it doesn't work out like you'd like. I got a buddy that's got some armature polishing stones. He's going to come over later next week or maybe next weekend, and we're going to stick them in there and see if we get that cleaned up, maybe get them working a little better. One of those brushes that I put in there did not have a curvature to it, and it may need to seat in a bit better. I could pull it out and try and put a little bit of a grind on it, but the other thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to let it run on high periodically and see if I can get those brushes to seat in a little bit better and see if they work better after that's happened. So that's the current plan. I'm going to move on to a different project now. And thanks for watching this old bus. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. Thanks.